We're back here at the Graf Event Center getting ready for match number 2 of the championship between Southwest and Maywood-Hayes Center. Pleased to welcome John Davis from Alma, of course part of the RPAC conference. And first of all, good to see you once again. It's great to have the RPAC back in the Graf Event Center, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's always a good place for our championship games.
And wow, what a tournament it's been for last Thursday, last night, and here tonight. Boy, another incredible tournament, huh?
It's been really good. You know, all the games on the east side were extended. Of course, a 5-match thriller between Cambridge and Southwest, and I think it was the same thing on the other side as well.
Adding the 2 schools this year with Sutherland and Highline has been no big deal. It's been easy, hasn't it?
It's been pretty smooth, and Highline with USIS, Farnham, and Elwood, you know, they play a lot of our teams already, and I think on the west they play Sutherland, so they all fit in really well with our conference.
Yeah, it's nothing like they're brand new to everybody's schedule. Yep. Everybody's played them before.
That's correct. Yep.
You bet. Of course, it's not just athletically that the RPAC conference deals with MCC. You do a lot of academic side too, don't you?
We do, and the 1st of October we were here for the Student Leadership Day, and we had about 160 students from all of our schools attend that, and it was a good event, and most of the kids enjoyed it anyway, so it's a good thing. And
there's some more events coming up here as we get into the winter months and the springtime, and there's a bunch of stuff here at MCC, isn't there?
Yeah, it's correct, and you know, the next big event here will be the basketball, which is February 1st this year, out of January with the way it hits the calendar, but that will be our next big event here.
You bet, and we'll see a lot of folks here once again. Of course, the Cattle Trail Tournament, which involves RPAC schools, is here early on the season, which is good, and it's just good to see RPAC schools in this gym, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I think it's a good atmosphere, and it's a good location for most of the schools to attend, and we get good crowds here during all of the championship games.
Anything new with the RPAC this year as we're into the fall season? We're almost into the fall sports. We're getting ready for winter right around the corner, but was there anything new that you guys put in place for this year?
Besides adding the 3 different schools and the 2 athletic teams, it's been pretty much the same. You know, I think we have 9 athletic sports and 8 activities going on in the conference. And our next big thing in the conference will be play production that's in the Tassel and Holdridge that involves 16 of the 18 schools.
Yeah, and that's big. I mean, the schools really are into that, aren't they?
That's correct, yeah. And it's an all-day event. It starts at 8 a.m. in the morning, and I think the last team goes about 7:15 that night. So it's a long day, and there's an East and West division, but all the schools will be there.
When we get into the band competitions, now RPAC band competition, that's always a big event, isn't it?
It is. There's, you know, adding the other schools, we kind of redid the pods a little bit.
Yeah.
The instrumental, there's 3 different pods, and the musical or the vocal, there's 2 different sides, East and West. But
yeah, I should say the choir too. Choir is always a big, get a lot of kids involved, don't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of kids attended all those events, yes.
Yeah, RPAC, and also you got play production, you got band, you have Quiz Bowl.
Quiz Bowl, yep, and that's going to be different. I mean, that's a lot of teams to get in and do it in one day, so that'll be another good event.
And all the schools, I know, you know, do they share in hosting this? Do you ever kind of spread it around?
Well, you know, the speech contest is one of those that need a lot of rooms and things, so there's only a few schools that can host that. But the Quiz Bowl does move around. You know, most of the basketball games leading up to the championship are shared among the schools. Wrestling may be going back to a 3-mat, 4-mat, so that's going to limit some of the schools. But right now it's been moving around. So, and adding Elwood and Eustis Farm and Highline and Sutherland, they'll bring a lot of wrestling fans into the group. So we'll probably go back to a 3-mat, 4-mat.
Yeah, adding those schools brings a lot more kids to some of these competitions, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's kind of exciting to see the conference grow, and it's good competition.
Got to have a dandy right here coming up, aren't we?
This will be a good game. I think Maywood-Hayes Center has won the last 3 titles. So, and Southwest, I think, been pretty good this year, and I think they might have been runner-up last year. So, no, this will be a good game.
And of course, you just got done with the RPAC cross country, and they got, of course, got the state meet coming up. Got some kids competing there, but the RPAC cross country, got volleyball, got a lot of RPAC football teams getting ready to go here to start the playoffs.
Yeah, it's an exciting time of the year, the fall sports, and like I said, Wallace, their girls won 5 consecutive championships, and I think Bertrand's been the 3 first place in the last 3 years. So it's good competition.
Yep, love to see those kids do well at their conference, districts doing well, and then on to the state competition. Kearney's going to be, that's going to be a fun one on Friday, isn't it?
It'll be a fun one. It looks like the weather's going to be nice, so it should be a good day for the runners.
Everybody down in Alma doing good. Coach Frex is behaving himself down there.
Barely, but he's doing a good job right now. So
that doesn't surprise me. You say barely, barely. Isaac, if you're listening and watching, I'm just teasing you. You know I am. So, John, thanks again. Appreciate everything you do.
You bet, Rich. Thanks
again
for having me.
You betcha. John Davis from Alma and the RPAC Conference. Take a break. Back with more of the RPAC Conference volleyball tournament next on 103.9 The Hawk. And we're back here at the Graf Event Center. Rich Barnett, Bob Golke getting ready for the two top seeds to battle in the RPAC Conference Volleyball Championship. Top seeded Southwest out of the East, top seeded Maywood-Hayes Center out of the West. And Bob, you had a chance to watch the first night with Maywood-Hayes Center up in Maywood. They had some little weird situation, losing the first set against Sutherland and Juanita.
Exactly right. Yeah, it was just very interesting. Again, obviously a very talented team, and they came back strong in both of those. But it was interesting. I just don't know if they weren't ready to play right away on those particular matches. But, again, they were able to weather the storm and get through it. And, again, they're all primed for, again, it's what is it, Groundhog Day? I mean, again, seeing these two teams in the finals,
Yeah, 2 years ago. I mean, when Maywood-Hayes Center had their run, they had some great teams, and we're going to state tournaments. And Southwest 2 years ago, and they lost. Maywood-Hayes Center won that, and then last year, Southwest won their first championship here, and they're looking for a second one back to back. And we watched the game. Of course, last night was a marathon. Cambridge played, as we talked about, 2 great first sets. Southwest did not play very good at all. You came back and they managed to get that third set. They really put them away in the fourth, and then in the fifth set, it turned out to be 15-12. But Cambridge really had to work for those 12 points.
Well, and again, I actually had a chance to, I was visiting with Athletic Director Les Rogenkamp, and he actually pointed out a fun little stat. He said over the last 3 sets of that last night, basically Southwest outscored Cambridge like 66-42.
Wow.
So again, they really turned it on there. And again, I thought they were in a little danger there in that third set, but once they got that, I mean, they were a snowball rolling downhill, Rich. They really played well and just gave Cambridge fits. But I mean, and you can see Cambridge came out tonight, was able to rebound and have a nice 3-set victory over Hitchcock County. So again, it'll be interesting to see. We've kind of had a feeling that the East was stronger than the West, but again, we'll just kind of see how it plays out.
Well, Maywood-Hayes Center overall has had a nice year, but they've kind of really taken off in the last couple of weeks. They had a big win at Southern Valley. At Southern Valley, that was a nice win. And they've won some other matches down here the stretch. But in the power points in C2, they're kind of down the ladder a little bit, Terry. So we're hoping they get a district final, but they might have to kind of win that sub to kind of make them among the top 16. Am I right on that?
They're easily. And they may be in trouble even if they win their sub-district, depending upon how the other ones come out. Yeah, their issue is they have a good record. The teams that they've played have just not generated enough wins to give them, I mean, again, their record is as good as anybody, but the teams that they've played have just not, given them the point boost that they need as opposed to a few others.
And sometimes when you're C2 and you still got that D1, D2 schedule with a lot of D2s, you're not going to pick up if you win, you're still not going to pick up a lot of points.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, those are there were times when Maywood was playing up to, as far as C1 and C2 teams and getting those extra points. Not so much the case. They seem to go more north and more west with a lot of their scheduling. So again, points don't reflect it, but again, very solid team, obviously. They know what's going on. They're a veteran team, and again, they're going to be right there, I think. They're going to come out here, and they've got nothing to lose in their minds. And, again, this would be a monster win for them to get the points that would be associated with this victory.
Of course, with Southwest, you've got hitters all over the place. You got the 2 middles with the Nelms girls. You got Atlee Nelms on the left-right side. Peyton Truxia got an experienced libero. Aspen Billiter as a freshman center coming in has really got better each and every match. Maywood-Hayes Center, I like the Softly girl. I think she's amazing as a volleyball. She's a stud basketball player, but she's been coming around as they're kind of their best hitter in volleyball this year.
Well, again, you don't get to whatever 29 or 30-0 without having all the pieces. And again, you're right. They've got attackers from all angles. Allison Van Pelt's a great defender in the back row there. Gets a lot of balls. And again, at this point now, Aspen Billiter, she's had 30 matches.
Right.
So again, as they say, the old freshman thing is kind of a misnomer. But again, she's just progressed. Had a couple sets that weren't, I'm sure, up to her standards yesterday. But again, overall, she's really improved during the year.
Got our anthem. We'll check the lineups and the play-by-play action coming up shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. Rich and Bob back here at the Graph Event Center, Maywood-Hayes Center, and Southwest. Those starting lineups, Bob.
Let's go ahead and go with the visiting team on the scoreboard first. That will be the Southwest Rough Riders. They'll go with Anastasia Gallegos, 5'6" senior. Kieran Elms, 6' junior. Annika Elms, 6' junior. Aspen Billiter, the 5'8" freshman. Atleen Elms, 5'9" senior. And Peyton Truxka, 5'5" senior. Their libero is Allison Van Pelt, the 5'3" senior. For Maywood-Hayes Center, they'll counter with Blakely Farr, 5'8" junior. Cassidy Hatfield, a 5'10" senior. Reagan Stengel, 5'6" senior. Aubrey Brose, 5'8" senior. Carissa Stengel, 5'8" junior. And Kaylee Softly, a 5'7" sophomore. Head coach for the Southwest Rough Riders, of course, is Kim Barnett. And your head coach for Maywood-Hayes Center is Katie Collins.
You know, these two teams in volleyball, you might see these guys in basketball that come that final day as well. That it could have. Maywood-Hayes Center is going to be they're going to be really good this year. Southwest this year should be up there as well. So just think the RPAC tournament came down to the final day where you played the semifinals, and then you played the consolation, then you played the championship all in one day.
Right.
And they changed it a couple of years ago. So I was kind of mad at first because I loved that day, and I thought, you know what, it works out.
It's probably better for the players as well, just to kind of split it up a little bit there and let them come in fresh. But again, I was just talking with Mark after this, and Hitchcock County, you say, oh, poo-poo, fourth place plaque. Hey, this is a 16-team conference.
Right.
Fourth place is pretty darn salty.
Teams have been announced, ready to go. Maywood-Hayes Center be on my left, Southwest on the right. Got a nice crowd here at the Graph Event Center for this one on 103.9 The Hawk. And, of course, our Kicks 96.1 YouTube channel. Got a lot of folks on board watching. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it. Hit the like button, too. Not only subscribe, I was told Brian says hit the like button as well. Both of them, if you would, please.
Yeah, again, Southwest the visitor on the scoreboard, but boy, they've got a nice crowd here. Got the band here, so we're ready. It's a state tournament preview type action.
Looks like Maywood-Hayes Center is going to stir first, so we'll see Reagan Stengel back to serve. These Stengel girls who watch them in volleyball basketball, I can't believe she's a senior already. Hard to believe.
I agree with that.
As here we go, Maywood-Hayes Center and Southwest best 3 out of 5, served by Stengel. Back row pass by Van Pelt, could be Billiter. Back set, Atleen Elms off a block. Dug up, pushed over by Carissa Stengel. Good dig by Van Pelt, Billiter. It's going to be Atleen Elms down the line, and it falls. She went from one side of the court and rushed to the other side and got a kill.
Yeah, exactly. If it doesn't work one place, go back to the other side there. And again, good placement by Southwest off to that 1-0 lead.
1-0 Rough Riders in the first set. Back row pass, Carissa Stengel set by, and they're going to be 2 hits going to be called as the pass kind of led her to the right, and it's 2-0 Southwest.
Yeah, kind of got close to the official stand there of the up official and just kind of couldn't get her arms straightened away to get the good set.
Atleen Elms back at the service line and a 2-0 lead. Not the ball served. Stengel. It's going to be Reagan Stengel. Tipped overpassed that time, and Maywood-Hayes Center having to chase it. It goes behind the antenna, and there's the height advantage. Kieran Elms at the net right there.
Yeah, all the way across. Aubrey Brose actually made a really nice save there to keep ball alive, but again, just went out of bounds.
3-0. First pass by Stengel, set by Reagan Stengel. Carissa will tap it over the block. Set by Billiter. It's going to be Kieran Elms off a block, and it lands in off the block, and it's 3-1. And we'll see Cassidy Hatfield, one of the 2 middles, back in the service line for the Wolves of Maywood-Hayes Center.
Yeah, they really need her to step up against the big front line of Southwest tonight. Back
row pass by Van Pelt. Billiter's right there. Go back set. It's going to be Kieran Elms with a big swing, but out of bounds long that time. It's 3-2.
Yeah, left-hander from the right side of the court there. Kind of tried to go down the line. Might have been better to go cross court on that.
Yeah, I've seen her at times come to the hitter. It could be a lefty. Come to the left side. Nice serve. Gallegos get first pass. Billiter. It's going to be Peyton Truxton. A big swing and out of bounds long. And quickly 3 straight for the Wolves. We're tied at 3.
Yeah, just hit the top of the net and carried all the way out there. Again, good decision by the Wolves to let it go.
Hatfield back at the service line. 3-3 ball game in the first set. Back row pass Gallegos going to be set by Billiter. Work the middle to Kieran Elms. There she hit it to her left that time. She does that a lot. Kills on the way good. It's 4-3.
Yeah, really good angle of attack for that one. Again, Carissa Stengel, really no chance to get that one.
Aspen Billiter did not play setter, I don't think at all, junior high, and she had to move in, step into that position this year. On the good serve, back row pass by Softly, and a back set, not a good one by Reagan Stingle, looking for Carissa Stingle, out of bounds, 5-3. So Maywood-Hayes Center really hasn't got any offense going at all.
Yeah, that first pass has just not been in a place where they could really set up their offense.
Good serve, go right at Carissa Stingle, will be set by Reagan Stingle, far side Blakely Farr gets a swing, down the line, kills on the way, good, it's 5-4.
Yeah, Anastasia Gallegos over there with Kira Nelms trying to seal off that sideline. Just didn't quite get it done.
5-4 Rough Riders in the first. Carissa Stingle at the service line. Down the line. Gallegos is right there. Nice directional pass. Billiter back set. Kira Nelms and wide out of bounds. It's 5-5.
Boy, again, you're here right. That first pass was excellent for Southwest there. And again, the set was there. Just again, wide on the attack.
Carissa Stingle at the service line at 5-5, and we have official. Some
stuff on the court.
One of the girls lost a hair braid or something like that. You know, how many times that happened in matches?
Really not too often. I did have a gal try to play with glitter in her hair, though.
Oh boy,
which is a no-no.
5-5 in the first. Good serve, Stingle right there as Atlee Nelms gets set by Billiter. Near side is Gallegos with a swing. Good dig, Carissa Stingle. Bump sets. And now bumped over free ball by Softly. Right there is struck sets to be Billiter. They'll go work the middle to Kira Nelms. Out of bounds long.
Yeah, didn't quite. I think she was just trying to place it in the corner. Really didn't get any elevation on the jump there. And again, I think first lead for the Wolves, I believe.
6-5, yep, sure is. Carissa Stingle on the serve. Gallegos right, going to be set by Truxa. Return back, Gallegos. And not a good setup that time, and it's 7-5. So the Rough Riders' offense right now is hitting errors, and there's a passing error. 7-5 ball game. Stingle on a low serve. Gallegos is going to be right there. Bump set by Billiter. Gallegos gets a serve. Gets a swing off a partial tip. Maybe Farr got a piece of that one at 7-6.
Yeah, again, really good attack there by Anastasia Gallegos, but again, the placement was even better.
Karen Elms back at the service line. Annika Elms in the front row for the Rough Riders. Karen Elms on the serve. Back row pass by Farr. Actually, he's playing front row. Just kind of drifted back softly. Big swing. And the block by Gallegos, but in the net. Point Maywood-Hayes Center. It's 8-6.
Yeah, again, they fought a big hit through the block there. And again, point for the Wolves.
8-6 Wolves in the first. Farr back at the service line at a 2-point lead. Van Pelt's going to be right there. It's Billiter. It's going to be Annika Nelms on a roll shot over. Picked up by Softly. Sets. And Farr goes out of bounds, no touch, wide. It's 8-7. So both teams, hitting-wise, have we had a kill yet?
Oh, there's been a couple, I think.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I know they're either hitting out of bounds or being dug.
Trucks on the good serve. Back row pass nicely down. Blakely Farr. It's going to be Softly about the 10-foot line, sends it over. Billiter. Working near side, Atlee Nelms on a big swing. Nelms did have one earlier, but remember now, just remembered. Softly taps it down the line. Doug, overpass, kept alive Southwest, bump set Billiter. Annika Nelms off the block. Doug, chance for the Wolves this time. Going to be back set near side. Reagan Stingle sends it over. Billiter will send it near side. Atlee Nelms, her kills. Doug nicely that time by Grace Loomis. Blocks against Southwest, sent over by Maywood-Hayes Center. Set, Billiter, and Annika Nelms through the block, and we're tied at 8.
Wow, excellent rally there. Both teams digging the ball, making good passes. And again, Southwest finally able to get the set they needed to put the attack down.
Back at the service line is Gallegos on a good serve. Back row pass nicely done. It's going to be set near side. Push over, good setup by Brose that time. As Annika Nelms' big swing, it's dug up by Carissa Stingle. Brose set up softly, cross court, kept alive by Annika Nelms on the second pass, hit over by Nelms, overpass Southwest by both teams. Brose set up and worked the middle this time, cross court, out of bounds wide, no touch. It's 9-8 Southwest.
Yeah, kind of ticky-tack back and forth there at the net. Yeah. Nobody really could get a good setup there.
And they're going to give it not for sure what's up. We're Southwest out of rotation, really? All right, so we'll switch it up. It's 9-8 Wolves. Yeah, you're 30 matches in. Didn't you say that last night? You're 29 matches in. Yeah. You can't get. It's inexcusable.
I mean, that's actually a pretty good catch by the official because you're really not looking for that at this point.
Blakely far back at the service line. Hatfield in the front row. 9-8 Wolves. Back row pass by Nelms, going to be set by Billiter. Atlee Nelms gets a swing, hits the top of the tape, and a good dig. Rose sets it up for his side, softly reaches back, blocked by Annika Nelms. On back set, Reagan Stengel. They got her as a right side hitter, and she's got to send that baby high because she's not very tall.
Yeah, again, that's probably the weakness of this particular rotation for Maywood-Hayes Center. A little surprised Southwest really isn't attacking that front right corner.
9-9 in the first. Gallegos in the good serve. Back row pass by Farr. Rose back set near side and off a block, and it falls. Haley softly to the block. It's 10-9. Maywood-Hayes Center.
Yeah, good swing by the sophomore there. Just kind of got right in between the arms of the players. And again, Maywood clings to that 1-point lead.
Haley softly at the service line, and a 10-9 lead. This one's going to go way out of bounds. And again, Gallegos is back there playing center field. And what you think? Get out of the way. It's 10-10 in the first. Van Pelt on the serve. Back row pass. They'll find Stengel, far side. Corinna Stengel out to push it over. And nearly found the down and open. Bumped over by Van Pelt. Chance for the Wolves right here. Reagan Stengel. Far side, Corinna Stengel, and on the tape, and it fell. We saw that last night up Southwest.
That ball carried further than the one last night. That went about 12 feet on the top of the tape and literally dropped at the last instant to be in for the Rough Riders.
Van Pelt misses the serve in the net. 11-11. We will see Reagan Stengel back at the service line in a tie ball game in the first set. Best 3 out of 5, 11-11.
Yeah, much better front row for Maywood-Hayes Center right now.
But it's a dig that time. Billiter sets it up for Atlee Nelms, goes cross court. Good dig back row by Reagan Stengel. Bump set, and I'll be bumped over in the net. Miscommunication, Corinna Stengel and Cassidy Hatfield that time, and it's 12-11 Riders.
Yeah, again, just both players going for the ball there, and again, too many arms in the way.
12-11 Southwest in the first. Atlee Nelms at the service line. Back pedal is Blakely Farr. Back set near Cassidy Hatfield with the swing. Right there on the dig is Nelms, set by Billiter. Or Kira Nelms off a block. Reagan Stengel far side. Chris Stengel swipes it over. Billiter, it's going to be Kira Nelms, going to be 4 hits. (12-12) in the first. And we'll see Cassidy Hatfield back at the service line in a 12-12 ball game. Deep serve, Gallegos hit a blow backwards, saved by Van Pelt. Now Atlee Nelms got to chuck it way over. She does. Stengel far side, Carissa Stengel blocked, and it's out of bounds off the block. 13-12 Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have had spurts of really good offense. That was a great sequence by Maywood-Hayes Center. And again, but nobody seems to be able to pull away here. But Maywood-Hayes Center, again, fought to this lead right now.
Hatfield back at the service line in a 13-12 game. Deep serves got out of bounds. Middle of the miss serve by the Wolves, and we're tied at 13.
Yeah, again, boy, 4 or 5 feet long easily.
RPAC Conference Championship match. The 2-1 seeds. Southwest and Maywood-Hayes Center knotted up at 13-13. Billiter on the serve. Deep serve. That one's missed. 14-13.
Nerves?
It's match 30.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 29-30.
Yeah, the problem is that they're not missing by a couple inches. They're missing by 4 and 5 feet.
Billiter right there. Back set. Karen Elms to get past swing at. And is that net violation against Maywood-Hayes Center. We're tied at 14.
Yeah, going to get Kaylee softly in the net there. Again, that ball was going to be down regardless. So again, point to Southwest.
Karen Elms back at the service line at 14 all in the first set. A lot of topspin. Almost dropped in. Nice shot by Farr. And now bumped over by Stengel. Nelms has it set Billiter. The work to Annika Nelms and cross court out of bounds wide. 15-14.
Boy, looked like a really good setup there, but again, just trying to be a little too fine on the kill. Sometimes better just to try and power it straight down.
Wolves by 1 again. Rose at the service line. Back row pass by Van Pelt. Billiter's right there. Back set. Peyton Trucks on the right side in the net. 16-14. And Coach Kim Barnett wants a timeout. 16-14 Maywood-Hayes Center. We're back to the Graphic Event Center shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. Rich and Bob back here at the Graph Event Center. 16-14, first time out taken by Southwest, Bob. And Rough Riders, too many hitting errors right now.
Yeah, again, I think good timeout by Coach Barnett. Just wants to get the team together before things get a little too sideways here. And again, just kind of remind everybody, hey, what's going on here? Let's just play our game.
Bros back at the service line once again for Maywood-Hayes Center. Wolves up by 2. Set number 1. Been a tight one throughout. Right there, back row. Billiter from Truxton. Big swing by Annika Nelms. Blocked in the play. Overpass. Blakely Farr sends it. 17-14. Maywood-Hayes Center in the first.
Yeah, right now the Wolves are really taking advantage of the errors of Southwest there. Again, that was just too much of an overpass, and again, put away.
Bros back at the service line in a 3-point game. Back row pass by Van Pelt, going to be set by Billiter. It'll be Truxa, tips it over a block. Set Bros, far side softly off a block. And it was a touch of the net. It's 18-14.
Yeah, again, confidence growing for the Wolves right now. Very efficient in the front row with those attacks.
Aubrey Bros back at the service line. 18-14, biggest lead of the set for Maywood-Hayes Center. Back row pass by Van Pelt, going to be set by Billiter. Annika Nelms out with the block, and if this one falls, Donut was open, 18-15.
Yeah, again, the block was there, double block, in fact, set up, but then that time, again, a good decision by Kieran Nelms just to tap it over.
Peyton Truxa back at the service line. 3-point Wolves lead in the first. On the serve, deep serve, back corner. Nice up by Loomis. Pushed over by Reagan Stengel. Southwest a chance, Billiter. Near side, going to be Allie Nelms. Good dig. The back row for Maywood's been pretty good here in this first set. Slammed over back row. It's going to be Billiter. It's going to be running right-hander by Atlee Nelms. It's the top of the tape. Set by Stengel. Far side by Softly. Dug up by Van Pelt. Set by Billiter. Annika Nelms didn't get a lot on it. Big swing by Farr. Set by Nelms. Back set over by Atlee Nelms. Bump set Bros. Far side Softly. Cross court kill. Overpass and it falls. Wow. That's the luck of the draw, isn't it?
Yeah, again, that's Peyton Truxa. I mean, great save. And yet the ball, he actually just comes in by about a few inches on the sideline there. Much needed point for the Rough Riders.
18-16. Truxa on the serve. Wolves up by 2. Short serve right there, Softly. Shanked it a little bit. Saved by Bros. Pushed over by Farr. Right there, Rough Riders of Billiter. Near side, it's going to be Atlee Nelms. Good dig by Hatfield again. Good digs by Maywood-Hayes Center, back row. Annika Nelms gets a swing. Good dig again. Far side Softly. Big swing in the nets. Boy, she cranked on it, but just not high enough for the set. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, again, boy, glad I wasn't in front of that potential attack there. And again, now the Wolves will take a timeout.
18-17. We're back to the Graph Event Center shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. Back here at the Graph Event Center, 18-17, Bob, as Coach Katie Collins takes her first timeout. Both coaches got a timeout left. It's still a nail-biter here in set number 1.
Absolutely, and again, not to overemphasize, but both of these teams, set number 1 could go a long ways to determining the victor in this match. And again, it's really important for both teams to try and get this first one.
Truxa back at the service line, 18-17 Wolves in the first. On the serve, back row, and a hit in front of the back line. Ace serve, 18-18.
Boy, again, good decision making, or unfortunate decision for the Wolves here. And boy, that ball just died in the last couple feet.
Yeah, Grace Loomis and Kaylee Softly the closest to it, 18-18 in the first. Truxa on the serve right there. It's Stengel, a tough pass. Stengel sends it over. Chance for the Rough Riders of Billiter. It's going to be tough to block that time, as that time Annika Nelms pushed it off of Blakely Farr, and the Rough Riders got a 1-point lead.
Yeah, again, Aubrey Bros had to pull back off the net there on that kind of that tight set or that overpass, because again, she was in the back row.
19-18. Truxa back at the service line. Went wide that time. Nice dig by Loomis. Far side Softly reaches back. Roll shot over and it falls. Southwest late getting there that time, and it's 19-19.
Yeah, again, almost worked to their advantage there. The set was a little bit behind her, so she had to kind of reach and just couldn't get a lot on it. But again, placement was there.
Blakely Farr back at the service line, a 19-19 in the first. We might be here a while, Bob. Nice serve, Van Pelt, going to be set Billiter. Near side, Atlee Nelms off a partial block. Tough pass to handle, fisted over by Stengel. Bump set by Nelms. It's going to be Gallegos. Roll shot over, picked up by Stengel. Set by Brose. Big swing by Hatfield. It's dug up by Van Pelt. Set by Billiter. Near side, Nelms off a block, and it's in. 20-19. One thing I've noticed with both teams is hitters aren't transitioning very good. And when you're not transitioning, you're not going to get a lot on it.
Yeah, you're not going to get in spots or in position to go ahead and really unload on one.
2019 tapped over, second pass by Stengel. Billiter will set it up near side. It's going to be cross-court kills on the way by Atlee Nelms.
Boy, back-to-back plays there on that, wearing out that sideline there. So again, Southwest with its biggest lead in a while at just 2 points.
21-19, 2 points, Southwest lead. Good serve, and going to be off of Blakely Farr back row. And biggest lead is 22-19, and Coach Katie Collins wants to burn her final timeout. Rough Riders by 3. We're back to the Graf Event Center shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. Rich and Bob back here at the Graf Event Center. Momentum swung, Bob, as it was Maywood-Hayes Center, and now a 3-point Southwest lead.
Yeah, much better matchups in the front row for Southwest in this rotation, taking advantage of it to forge that 3-point lead.
Asia Gallegos back at the service line, and a Rough Rider 3-point lead in the first, 22-19. On the good serve, back row pass by Farr. Bump set Brose, far side, big swing by Hatfield. Kept alive, Van Pelt on the second pass, bumped over by Annika Nelms. Wolves right there with Brose. Far side softly and out of bounds. Was there a touch? They got a touchdown here at the other end. 22-20. Kaylee softly at the service line in a 2-point game. On the serve, back row pass by Van Pelt, going to be bump set by Billiter. Nelms off the block. Can he be dug up? No. 23-20 off the Nelms. She's come up big last couple of 4 of the last 5.
Exactly right.
23-20 Rough Riders. We will see Addison Richards, a 5'11" sophomore. Another great track and field stud out there. 23-20. Bump set by Brose, hit a little, shanked it, and Stengel, she got it over. Saved, bump set Billiter. Nelms sends it over. Back row picked up by Farr, going to be set by Brose, far side. Stengel has to push it over. Gallegos right there, set Billiter. Not a good set, and a swipe, tapped by Nelms that time, 24-20.
Yeah, again, a little confusion at the net for both teams, and again, Southwest the beneficiary.
Set point number 1 for the Rough Riders. Van Pelt on the serve. Right there is Hatfield straight up, and now Cassidy sends it over. Set Billiter, near side. Big swing by Nelms with the left hand, out of bounds. No touch, 24-21. Set point number 2 coming up for the Riders. Reagan Stengel will be back to serve as Richards will sit. On the serve, Nelms right there, set Billiter near side. Big swing by Karen Nelms, out of bounds.
Yeah, just not quite following through, just to get that last little snap on the ball there. They're just sailing just a little wide.
24-22, set point number 3 for Southwest. Stengel's right there, Nelms set Billiter, back set. Atlee Nelms off a block, cross court kills good. 25-22. Southwest wins set number 1. We're back with set number 2 from the Graph Event Center shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. We're back here at the Graph Event Center. Rich Barnett, Bob Golke, set number 2. Bob, it went back and forth. I mean, Southwest early lead, Maywood-Hayes Center rallied, and Southwest ends it with a big win.
Well, I'd like to get a tape of that conversation Coach Barnett had with her team when she took the timeout, because at that point, from then on, it was nothing but Southwest. So, again, maybe you can give us a little insight on that.
That might have to be edited a little bit, to be honest with you. As we off and running set number 2, far side, Carissa Stengel. Roll shot over picked up by Nelms, going to be set by Billiter. Nelms gets a return off a block and fisted by Stengel, hit over. Kept alive by Southwest. Karen Elms off the block and it falls. 1-0 Southwest in the second.
Yeah, the block was there for the Wolves, but again, Karen Elms hit off the arms. Good start for Southwest.
Van Pelt back at the service line. Back row pass by Farr. Stengel, far side. Carissa Stengel on a swing off a partial tip of the net. Hit high by Van Pelt, bump set by Billiter. 10-foot line, it's Nelms down the line. Bros now far, and now sent over by Softly in the net. Kind of looking at it and judging it a little bit and caught it too low. It's 2-0.
I think she was trying to find a spot to hit it to and then just kind of lost track of the ball there. Again, hit the center of the net.
2-0 Rough Riders in the second up a set. Back row picked up by Farr. It's going to be tipped over by Stengel. Bump set by Billiter. Nelms off a block. Doug pushed over, push back set, and now Softly sends it over. Billiter worked the middle to Karen Elms again, going back row, and Softly shanks it into the crowd. It's 3-0.
Yeah, this momentum carried over to this set for Southwest, and again, boy, for Maywood-Hayes Center, you don't want to let them get too far stretched out on you.
Van Pelt in the good serve, back row pass by Softly, straight up Bros right there, a high bump set. Softly sends it over, hit the top of the tape. Billiter back set, Nelms cross-court kills on the way, good. 4-0 Riders.
Yeah, again, wide open shot for Karen Nelms there. Just great placement there. And again, going to make a switch here. Reagan Stengel's going to come out of that front row.
Yeah, Coach Collins must have heard you because that wasn't working early. You got to bring a brick of body in there, don't you?
Nothing else to try and disrupt him at the net.
So Bros becomes your lone setter in there off the serve with 4-0 Southwest. Bros sits in the middle of Hatfield, sends it over. Didn't get any swing on that one. Billiter near side. It's going to be Nelms' big swing off a block, and it falls for Maywood-Hayes Center.
Yeah, makes her impact known immediately. Addison Richards with the block there to get the point for the Wolves.
4-1 ball game, and we'll see Reagan Stengel check back in the service line. On the good serve, right there, Van Pelt. Good pass to Billiner. It's going to be Kieran Elms. Cross court, back row. Can it be dug by Farr? Can they wing it over? I'll get good effort there, but not the case. As Stingle hits it into the crowd, it's 5-1. Nice effort, though. Farr almost got her to go.
Chased it down. Yeah, Kieran Elms actually looks like she's taking a little bit off some of those swings, but her placement is so much better.
Elms serve, and boy, talking about change up, pull the string on that one, Bob. The ace serve makes it 6-1.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, just no chance to get to that.
Thinks she's going to go deep with it, and always pulls that string. 6-1 Riders in the second. Stingle's right there, bump set Reagan Stingle, far side. Bros gets a swing right there, tipped along. It'll be a lift called against Southwest. Was a lift or 2 hits? It was 2. Cassidy Hatfield back at the service line for Maywood-Hayes Center. Coach Barnett not happy with that one. Off the serve, Billiner. Near side, Truxa, big swing. Kale is, nice dig by Maywood-Hayes Center, but in the net, Hatfield. Great dig by Maywood. I didn't think they were going to get that one, but a great dig back row, but in the net, 7-2.
Yeah, again, boy, worst case scenario for Maywood-Hayes Center now. They got to dig out of a hole here at 7-2.
Aspen Billiner back at the service line. Nice serve right to Softly. Back set near side, Carissa Stingle off a block. Billiner's right there. It's going to be bumped up by Gallegos. Kieran Elms on a nice pass to deal with, and it's hit backwards by Loomis. It's 8-2.
Yeah, again, boy, you have to get, in front of her. She's a left-hander, and I don't know if Maywood-Hayes Center's adjusted that. It seems like she's getting much better open looks here as far as attacking goes.
Maywood-Hayes Center was digging a lot of balls up in that first set. Not so much here in set number 2. The jump set that worked the middle of the Stengel. Good cover by Southwest. Back set Gallegos in the net. 8-3 on the miss hit. And Carissa Stingle back at the service line. 8-3 ball game. Stingle, nice serve. Back row pass Van Pelt. Billiner far side. Kieran Elms off a block. Doug. Loomis right there. Softly but 10-foot line. Sends it over. Good dig by Van Pelt. Set by Billiner. Nelms flat-footed. A little roll shot over. And nobody picked it up on 2 that time. As Rose was there, nobody picked it up. It's 9-3. And Coach Katie Collins going to burn her first time out of the set. 9-3 Rough Riders. We're back after the break on 103.9 at The Hawk. Rich and Bob back here at the Graf Event Center, 9-3, Bob, and Coach Collins had to burn that first time out.
Yeah, damage control definitely going on there with Coach Collins trying to rally the troops here a little bit. And again, they seem like they're a little more timid with Southwest front row there. But hey, let it hang out. Let's go for some attacks. But again, you have to have the sets that are there also.
Coach Barnett using every second of the time. I could have burned another 30 if I would have known that.
He's trying to ice them.
Dang it.
It's all strategy. It's all strategy.
Game 1, in case you missed it, Cambridge with a straight set sweep over Hitchcock County. Falcons had a second set in control and outscored 13-0 to end that second set, and Cambridge won the third. 9-2 here. Bros shoots at the far side softly. Nice dig, back row by Nelms, overpass. Chance for Maywood-Hayes Center. Bros works middle. Far wasn't quite ready for it that time. Set Billiter. Trunstead, good swing, good dig, hits the backboard. Nice job, Reagan Stingle. Good concentration, sent over by Maywood-Hayes Center. Billiter bump sets. Annika Nelm sends it back row, and it's between the hands of Reagan Stingle. Great effort that time by Grace Loomis. Couldn't quite reach it. It's 10-3, Bob.
Yeah, again, boy, just the Southwest, they're blocking, they're attacking, everything going their way at this point.
Kieran Elms back at the service line, 10-3 Rough Riders in the second. Good serve right there is Stingle. Set, Bros shoots it over in 2. Gallegos will set it there, trucks over a block with a tip. Bros will set it work Blakely Farr. And she rips one through the middle of the floor. It's 10-4.
Yeah, again, nice quick set that time by Maywood-Hayes Center there. And again, caught Southwest not able to get the block set up in time. And again, a great attack by her.
Aubrey Bros back at the service line. Coach Collins hoping that they can see a few more of those. Trailing 10-4. Good serve, back row pass. Nelms. Apparently she wasn't the first to hit it. It was awfully close. Overpass by Maywood-Hayes Center. Bump set by Billiter. Gallegos a swing off a block. Dig by Loomis. Set by Stingle. Far side, softly, big swing, blocked. Along the tape. Good dig. Overpass pushed over. Chance Southwest Gallegos. Trucks it with a tip off, and it's pushed over now Maywood-Hayes Center. Set Gallegos. Big swing by Annika Nelms in the nets.
Yeah, just sticking with it at Maywood-Hayes Center on that particular point.
Too many tips by Southwest. You got to swing. Bros at the service line. Right there is Annika Nelms, bump set by Billiter. Annika Nelms off a block. Good dig by Stingle. Bros, it's going to be in the nets. Addison Richards missed time to jump that time. 11-5 Rough Riders.
Yeah, looked like to be a good set by Aubrey Bros there. Again, just mistimed on the jump.
Peyton Trucks back at the service line. 11-5 ball game. Wolves got a few points back. Bump set Bros. Softly, big swing that time. And again, going it quick in the middle. That's the second time they did that, Bob.
Yeah, again, only Annika Nelms was there to try and block that. Anastasia Gallegos did not have enough time to get over there. And again, that's 2 for 2 on that quick set.
11-6, Blakely Farr back at the service line. On the serve, back row pass by Nelms. Going to be bump set by Billiter. Atlee Nelms in the nets. 11-7.
Yeah, again, this is Maywood-Hayes Center's best front line, actually. Certainly their tallest.
Blakely Farr back at the service line. Wolves trying to rally from a big deficit. Good dig. Bump set, hit over by Gallegos. Chance for the Wolves right here. Back set, Hatfield, cross court, and it falls. 11-8.
A little bit of a change up there just to kind of get the ball to drop in. And all of a sudden here, I think that's at least 3 in a row now for the Wolves.
Blakely Farr back at the service line, 11-8 ball game. On the serve, down the line, trucks it right there, going to be set by Billiter. Annika Nelms, a tip. Kept alive, Maywood-Hayes Center. Stingle right there, Southwest, Billiter shoots it across the way. Nelms, big swing, good dig. Overpass, Southwest couldn't slam it. Nelms does, blocked in the play, and net violation against Southwest. Or a lift called, 11-9.
Wow.
Blakely Farr back to serve. Wolves on a run here. Back row pass by Nelms, going to be set by Billiter. Atlee Nelms off a block, dug out by Softly. Bump set, tight one, tipped over. Southwest sends it over, Softly goes back row, down the line, good. 11-10 and timeout Southwest. We're back to the Graph Event Center coming up shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. Rich and Bob back at the Graph Event Center. Bob, boy, all Southwest early, and the Wolves have rallied a 1-point deficit now.
Yeah, again, incredible comeback there. Just much more solid play by the Wolves. And, yeah, Southwest kind of fallen in love with those tips more than.
And Annika Nelms in the nets. 11-11. You always talk about rotations or where Southwest does not have a good one right now. It's not working.
I mean, this is, like I said, this is at least 6 in a row now. They've got to get out of this.
11-11, Billiter sets it up near side. Atlee Nelms off the block. It's on the way and good. That time she transitioned a little bit better that time. And it got the block, the kill off the block. It's 12-11.
Yeah, got the good setup there and went off the outside arms of the front blocker there. So, again, ball went out of bounds. But, again, good attack by her.
Asia Gaia goes to the service line and misses a serve. It's 12-12. Kaylee softly at the service line on a 12-12 deadlock. Southwest 1 set number 1. Back row pass by Trucks is going to be set by Billiter. Annika Nelms, cross courts. Set far side. Carissa Stengel. Dug up by Atlee Nelms, going to be set by Billiter. Atlee Nelms with the left hand. Goes over. Kept alive by Richards. Now Richards will send it over in the net. Second time she's done that. Up front in the net, 13-12.
Yeah, just didn't get her body in the good spot. At that point, either bump it over then. Don't try to go the two-hand push.
Kieran Elms back in the front row. 13-12, Van Pelt on the serve. Overpass by Maywood-Hayes Center. Billiter sets up Kieran Elms. Back row, out of bounds long. 13-13.
Yeah, it seems like things were much better for Southwest with those quicker sets. And again, that time, perfect set by Billiter. But again, not catching the ball at the apex there and getting that ball to go down.
You think either team is hitting positive in this game? Probably not. 13.
There have been a lot of blocks.
Nelms on the cross court from that right side. Picked up by Maywood-Hayes Center, trying to take the lead. Roll shot over, picked up by Southwest. Bumped over by Nelms. Reagan Stengel will push it back row. Southwest right there, Billiter. Kieran Elms off a block. Big block, Cassidy Hatfield at 14-13, Maywood-Hayes Center.
Boy, you can just see the confidence growing in the Wolves here right now. Again, they've had some great net play.
Stengel on the good serve. Overpass. Kieran Elms will send it over. Set by Stengel far side. Carissa Stengel blocks in the play. Stengel will set up for Hatfield. Cross court. Nice up that time by Van Pelt. And bumped over by Kieran Elms. Chance for the Wolves. They got a 1-point lead. Stengel sends it over. And Nelms right there. Billiter, return right back to Atlee Nelms. Cross court kills on the way and good. 14-14.
Finally found an opening in that defense. Went deep in the middle of the court there. Wolves were split on covering the sidelines.
14-0. Atlee Nelms back at the service line. On the good serve. Back row pass Carissa Stengel. Reagan Stengel will get it right back to Carissa. Pushes it over and it went off a block. It went backwards and over the head of Van Pelt. 15-14.
Yeah, really kind of a push there by Carissa Stengel, just trying to hit that back line.
Cassidy Hatfield back at the service line. 1-point Maywood-Hayes Center lead. On the serve. Nelms with the pass. She'll get the return. Blocks. Kept it alive. Stengel far side. Carissa Stengel cross court there. Overpass Southwest. Rough Riders get it right back with Billiter. Creighton Tresca off a hit. It's picked up by Maywood-Hayes Center again. Far. Big swing. Good dig. Billiter sends it over. Stengel far side. I'm going to call 2 hits. Or 2 that time. Right, Bob? 15-15.
Yeah, great dig by Atlee Nelms there, too, to keep that ball alive for Southwest.
Maywood-Hayes Center's net play is coming to play again, blocking. 15-15. Billiter at the service line. Short serve right there is far. They'll work the middle of Carissa Stengel. It was a piece of the net, and they're going to call it 16-15.
Yeah. Again, the trajectory of the ball changed at the net.
I thought so, too.
It kind of skipped high, so again, that was an easy call there.
Coach Barnett didn't like it, but it changed. It changed. We could see it. Maybe they can't see it from that, but yeah, we could see it up
like
here.
A rising fastball.
16-15. Set Billiter, far side. Kieran Elms. Cross courts. Blocks. The set was off the net that time, Bob, and I'm sure it's off the net. You got to get it over a little higher.
Well, that, and then the other players on your team also have to be aware of a block and be able to cover.
17-15, Maywood-Hayes Center in the second. Set Billiter, far side. Kieran Elms, back row. Good dig by Loomis. Set far side. Pushed over. Dug up. Tapped over by Softly. And nobody went and got it that time for Southwest, as that dig that time was not high enough to get over. It's 18-15.
Well, and again, Aspen Biller, obviously she wants the second pass. So, yeah, somebody else has got to get that first pass to get the play set up.
On the serve. Back row pass by Gallegos, going to be set by Billiter near side. Gallegos in the nets. Outsides for Southwest have not hit well at all in the second set. 19-15. We're back after the break. 103-9 the Hawk. Rich and Bob back here at the Graham Event Center, 19-15. Wolves with our biggest lead of the set, Bob. Wolves doing some good things, and Southwest offense, it cannot get going.
Well, I'm just glad there's not betting on high school volleyball because I'd have lost a fortune on this match. I thought Maywood was Hayes Center was in big trouble here, but they have really fought back well.
Yeah, they off to a tough start early. Southwest looked like they're cruising, but it's turned around a little bit. 19-15. Maywood-Hayes Center, far side softly. Tough pass, she got it over. Billiter right there, tipped over by Gallegos. So far side softly, a big swing. Kept alive by Southwest. Billiter go back set. Gallegos and out of bounds long.
Wow, big swing, but again, just way too far out there. Again, you can just see the confidence of Maywood-Hayes Center now just growing as this match goes on.
Wolves first 1-20, 20-15. Back set Billiter, far side Nelms. They got a piece of that at the net. They are getting hands on balls, and it's really helped them in the net. Grace Loomis, 20-16.
Yeah, trying to hit from behind the 10-foot line there. And again, I think that was Southwest was set up to block that even if it had got over.
Karen Elms back at the service line, 2016 Wolves, and I thought that was going to be a missed serve that time. Just barely got it over. Billiter, Annika Nelms, dug up by Stengel. Kaylee softly off a block, and it falls, ricochets backwards. And that's about the first time that's happened for Southwest. Most of them have been out of bounds.
Right.
Last year tonight.
Exactly.
They haven't got many breaks on that where it's landed in. 20-17, 3-point game. Karen Elms on the serve. Bump set by Bros. Far side, it'll be Blakely Farr. Gallegos will set it. Truxka sends it over. Far side, Kaylee softly on that tip. Ricochets around, going to call a lift call against Southwest. 21-17. Wolves in the second. Bros at the service line for the Maywood-Hayes Center girls. Billiter sets it up near side. Annika Nelms down the line and can't be dug up. Bros put her hands up, stopped it, but nobody there to pick it up. It's 21-18.
Yeah, danger zone for Southwest here. Now every point critical. Got to get your serves in.
Trucks it back at the service line. 1-0 Southwest, but down. Maywood-Hayes Center with a 3-point lead in the second, 21-18. Back row pass by Softly, going to be set. Bros, Softly, big swing. Good dig by Billiter. Overpass, deflected, and I think it went behind. Yeah, you go on the antenna that time. It's 22-18. 4-point Maywood-Hayes Center lead. (22-18) is Blakely Farr back at the service line. Back row pass by Annika Nelms, going to be set by Billiter. Big swing by Atlee Nelms in the kill to the block. It's on the way and good.
Well, again, not going to go away easy here. Southwest got to get that offense and keep getting those good set opportunities for their hitters.
22-19. Gallegos at the service line. And it's going to be an ace serve as Blakely Farr trying to direct that pass and went backwards, 22-20.
Yeah, it almost looked to me like she was a little indecisive whether she was going to take it or not, and then just at the last minute decided to stick her arms out.
22-20 Wolves. Gallegos on the serve, line drive. Softly's right there. Bros Swung over by Richards. Chance for the Rough Riders. Billiter. And tipped over and out of bounds wide. 23-20.
Boy, yeah, again, just trying to go for that deep corner.
Kaylee softly on the serve. Back row pass Van Pelt. Set Billiter. Atlee Nelms off a block. Dig by Softly. Bump set far. Softly from back row. Billiter sets it up for Nelms again. Cross court. It's off hands. Saved by Softly. And hit over by Brose on a good save. Billiter, the work the middle this time. Annika Nelms out of bounds. 24-20. Set point number 1 for the Wolves.
Yeah, again, they're just keeping the ball alive, and Southwest making the mistakes.
24-20.
Little rotation check by the Wolves. Certainly a good idea if you're not sure. Wanted to make sure that Kaylee Softly was a server.
Softly, set point number 1 for Maywood-Hayes Center. Bump set Billiter. Atlee Nelms on a swing. Back row attack. Back row it's picked up by Far. Far side Carissa Stingle a swing cross court. Sut Billiter. Annika Nelms cross court through the hands. Right there is Far. Right there is Gallegos to be set by Billiter. Annika Nelms back row and another hitting error. 25-20. And that is your second set. And we are tied at 1 set apiece. We go to the third. Back with more RPAC Conference Volleyball Tournaments on 103.9 The Hawk. Rich Barnett, Bob Galkey back here. We're going to a third. Bob tied at 1.
Well, nobody thought it was going to be a sweep either way, did they? Come on.
Wow.
But yeah, again, let's see if Maywood-Hayes Center can ride that momentum. That was pretty impressive the way they closed out that second set. So again, we'll see if it can continue for this third. Southwest got to kind of regroup a little bit there. The number of hitting errors, as we've been talking about and then was pointed out to in between sets here. So again, Riders got to get back to their power game and take it from there.
On the serve for Maywood-Hayes Center. Right there, Struck's going to be set by Billiter. Back set on the right side. It's Atlee Nelms hit backwards. And Maywood-Hayes Center, nice effort by Stingle. Can't quite reach it. 1-0 Southwest in the third. .103.9 The Hawk, and also our Kicks 96.1 YouTube channel. As Atlee Nelms on the good serve, hit straight up by Stingle, bump set by Farr. Brose, a little roll shot over, picked up by Nelms. Going to be set by Billiter. Near side, Trucks on a big swing through the block. It's 2-0.
Yeah, one of her best attacks of the night so far. Peyton Truxka there on the corner, and again was able to fight through the double block.
Got to have confidence to swing.
Yeah.
And that one was a better one, yeah.
Absolutely.
On the serve by Nelms. Set by Regensting on the back set of Hatfield, and through the kind of avoid the block that time. Went to the right. It's 2-1.
Yeah, fortunate for Maywood-Hayes Center. The set was really kind of off more than anything else there, but again, able to find the open spot and tap it down where the Wolves.
Cassidy Hatfield back to serve. Southwest up 2-1. We're tied at a set apiece. RPAC Conference Volleyball Championship match. Billiter will set it up here near side. Kieran Elms. Cross court kills good. Back line 3-1.
Yeah, much better snap on the ball there again. Just painted the back line.
Aspen Billiter back to serve for Southwest. Early part, you call it early part of that set. That second set, Southwest was cruising, and it just turned. 3-1 here. Stengel sets it up. Not a good setup that time. It falls. It's 4-1 Southwest.
Yeah, again, the block was going to be there besides, and again, just did not give her enough height there for Clarissa Stengel.
But this has happened in the first 3 sets where Southwest has got off to a pretty good lead. And Maywood-Hayes Center's rallied every time. Stengel far side, far blocked, and it falls. 5-1 Rough Riders in the first. Aspen Billiter back at the service line and a 5-1 lead. On the serve, hits the top of the tape, softly overpass. Billiter sets in the middle. Kieran Elms off a block. Hit backwards. Stengel saves it. Hatfield sends it over. Chance for the Rough Riders here. Billiter sets it up for Gallegos. Tips it over. Good cover, Maywood-Hayes Center. Far side, Carissa Stengel. Down the line, kills on the wing, good.
Yep, again, just a matter of time there. Again, good setup for the Wolves. Clarissa Stengel able to get that ball going down the line.
5-2 in the third. Carissa Stengel back to serve. On the serve, and we got our first. We have.
Oh, this is interesting. That's a good catch. Kieran Elms was actually outside the court there, and her heel was outside the boundary of the court. And you have to be completely in the court when the ball is contacted for serve.
Carissa Stengel on the serve. Back row pass by Van Pelt. Could be bump set straight on the air. Kieran Elms with a big swing. That had a lot of smoke in that one. It's overpassed, and it'd be Trucks at that time. They're going to call say she was over
the center line, but both of her hands were still on the center line.
So anyway, give the point to Maywood-Hayes Center. 5-4. Back set. Kieran Elms blocked, tipped over. Elms again goes back, trying to go backwards right there. Maywood-Hayes Center far side softly blocks. Bros taps it over. Nearly falls, bumped over by Van Pelt. Wolves have it, set, Stengel far side softly, cross court kill. Nelm's right there. Billiter has to chase it. Nelm sends across courts. And point is good, we're tied at 5.
Yeah, again, it looked like Reagan Stengel had that ball, but Aubrey Bros got a hand on it and deflected it away.
Actually 6-4 Southwest, sorry, by 2 in the third. Kieran Elms at the service line. On the serve, back row pass by Farr, set by Bros. Farr is blocked by Truxa, overpass on again. Elms! And a swat by Blakely Farr.
Wow, the impressive block there. It looked like it was going to be a guaranteed point for the Rough Riders, but again, she just stayed in there and got the block. Nobody covering for the Rough Riders.
Blakely Farr back at the service line in a 6-5 ball game. Rough Riders by 1. Back row pass by Van Pelt, set by Billiter. Far side tipped over by Truxa. Nobody home. Maywood-Hayes Center.
Yeah, element of surprise there. Just caught Hayes Center kind of flat-footed.
7-5 Southwest in the third. Peyton Truxa back at the service line. Short serve, softly, kind of shanked the pass that time. Kind of a directional pass trying to find her setter. It's 8-5.
Yeah, again, just used more arms, needed to get up a little closer to get that set to Aubrey Bros.
3-point lead, biggest of the set for Southwest. Trucks in the good serve, short serve, softly's right there. Bros, back set far, blocked in the play by Atlee Nelms. The far side of Carissa Stengel by the 10-foot line, right there is Van Pelt. Set by Billiter. Go work Atlee Nelms with a big swing. Kills on the way, good, it's 9-5.
Yeah, again, much better play at the net for the Rough Riders there. Again, good setup. Able to get the kills. Maywood will take a timeout.
9-5 Rough Riders. We're back with more RPAC Conference Volleyball next on 103.9 The Hawk. Rich and Bob back here at the Graph Event Center. Early start for Southwest, Bob, 9-5. Coach Katie Collins burns her first timeout.
Yeah, probably a good choice by her. Again, don't want to let Southwest get too far away, but again, after that comeback in the last set, again, no lead is safe, as they say.
Sub-district volleyball begins next week, next Monday and Tuesday for a lot of these teams. We'll be covering some of these teams next week. The Bison gets there at sub-districts. They're in Hastings tonight, by the way. They go Tuesday, Wednesday. They'll be in Grand Island. Northwest will be the top seed for that. 9-5 here, gets there by Truxton right there. And Loomis set from the back row by Softly. Swung over by Richards. Billiter has to go away to bump set this. Atlin Elms in the nets.
Yeah, it just didn't look like a good offensive sequence for the Riders from the get-go. It's just set was a little far back, and Atlin Elms didn't really get a good run at it.
9-6, Maywood-Hayes Center with a point off the timeout. Blakely far back at the service line. A 9-6 Southwest lead in the third. We're tied at a set apiece. Back row pass by Van Pelt. Going to be bump set by Billiter. Atlin Elms on a roll shot over. Dug by Stingle. Bump set by Bros. Softly goes cross court right there with Van Pelt. Going to be bump set by Billiter. Nelms goes back row. Stingle's right there. Back set. Hatfield off a block and can't be dug up. Boy, Hatfield that time, she kind of catches that ball on the way down. And on the way up, and just, I don't know, it barely gets over the net.
Right.
9-7. It fell, and the Maywood-Hayes Center will take it. 9-7. Set by Billiter. Annika Nelms, her kill's on the way and good.
Yeah, again, off hands there in the front row, and again, nobody back deep for Maywood-Hayes Center to pick that ball up.
Asia Gallegos set the service line at a 3-point Southwest lead in the third. On the serve, hit backwards by Farr, run down by Softly. Free ball over by Bros. Chance for the Rough Riders right here with Billiter. Works it to Atlin Elms off the net, off the block, hit backwards, and now free ball over by the Wolves. Nelms right there. Billiter will set over Annika Nelms. Her hardest hit of the night right there. It's 11-7.
Yeah, was able to avoid the block attempt by Addison Richards there and really put some steam on that ball.
Gallegos at the service line at 11-7 ball game. Bump set Bros. Richards had to send it over. No offense there from Maywood-Hayes Center. Bump set by Billiter. Nelms off the tape and it went backwards. Went off of Hatfield, I think. And it's 12-7 Rough Riders by 5 in the third.
Yeah, again, in that case, Blakely Farr was in position to probably get that attack. But again, once it goes off the hands, over her head.
Asia Gallegos at the service line at a 5-point Southwest lead in the third. Back row pass by Farr. Back set near side Softly. Cross court. Gallegos is right there. Set by Annika Nelms. Atlin Elms goes cross court. Softly's right there. Back set. Hatfield. Big swing blocked. Overpass set by Maywood-Hayes Center. Billiter will get the swing to Nelms, and it's blocked right back in her face. Annika Nelms swing over. Dug up. Overpass. Southwest again. Billiter. Annika Nelms pounds it through.
Just can't give her two opportunities like that. Again, perfect set by Aspen Billiter. And again, finally, ball is down on the floor.
Maybe a teammate or a coach might have said something that we need you.
Right.
Need you. 13-7. Gallegos on the good serve. Bros get past the handle Softly. Billiter will set up. Then Atlin Elms goes down the line and out of bounds off of Bros. Just kind of one-handed that thing wide out of bounds.
Yeah, again, I think she's out of position just a little bit there, and that's the only way she could try and get a hand on the ball. But again, forced it out of bounds.
14-7 Southwest in the third. Gallegos on the serve. Far. Bros pushed over this time by Stingle. They got that one funky lineup in there in Southwest. Once again, cannot handle just a little roll shot over and it falls.
Yeah, again, a little miscommunication with the players there. Everybody, too many people going for the ball.
Coach Collins not bringing Richards in. Stingle stays. Softly on the good serve. Back row pass by Van Pelt. Going to be set by Billiter. Annika Nelms, cross court. Rose keeps it alive. It's going to be free ball over by Stingle. Gallegos going to be bump set by Billiter. Big swing by Annika Nelms in the nets. 14-9. Wolves trying to fight their way back again. 5-point game. Kaylee Softly, service line. Back row pass by Van Pelt. Going to be set by Billiter near side. Atlin Elms, cross court. She got to go someplace else with that. Stingle on an overpass. Somebody's in the net. Southwest in the net. 14-10.
Yeah, Espen Biller there just got a finger on the top of the net there. And again, just when you thought Southwest had a comfortable lead going, here comes Maywood-Hayes center back.
4-point game. Softly on the serve. Back row pass by Trucks. Going to be set by Billiter. Annika Nelms off a partial tip of the net. Far side, what we have 2 hits going to be called against the setter, Reagan Stingle, 15-10. Set number 3, tied at a set apiece in the RPAC Conference Volleyball Championship in the Graf Event Center. Back row pass by Blakely Farr. Reagan Stingle goes far side. Carissa Stingle cross court. Billiter will set it up. It's going to be Nelms had to reach for that one. Sends it over. Reagan Stingle. Hatfield blocked off the block out of bounds.
Yeah, really powerful hit by Hatfield there. And again, got both of the blockers. Fired it out of bounds.
15-11. Rough Riders by 4 in the third. Best 3 out of 5 in this one. Back row pass by Nelms. Billiter. Kieran Nelms. I would have sent that baby over to Atlee Nelms on the right side, and they didn't do it. Truxa. Billiter, though, now they go to Nelms on the left side off a block. Dug up. Reagan Stingle. Hatfield, big swing, a big block by the middle of that Southwest defense, 16-11.
Yeah, again, and kept that ball in the court. That was the key to that block there. Sent the ball deep, but yet was still in the court.
Atlee Nelms to the service line. Rough Riders by 5 again. On the serve, Stingle. Reagan Stingle sets it up. Carissa, a little tap over. Back set by Nelms and swung over by Peyton Truxa. Carissa Stingle will push this thing over. No offense that time from Maywood-Hayes Center. Billiter, Peyton Truxa. Cross court, had some smoke on it, but good dig by Farr. Stingle rolls shot over and it falls. Little change up by Carissa Stingle. 16-12.
Yeah, again, credit to Maywood for saving that ball on the big swing. And again, gave him a chance to get that point.
Cassidy Hatfield back at the service line for Maywood-Hayes Center, 4-point game. Billiter on the bump sets. Kieran Elms goes back row, get dig by Hatfield actually into the crowd. Try to keep it alive, 17-12.
Yeah, again, good decision to go for that back corner there and had Hatfield running to try and make that that hit or that set. So again, Southwest stretches back out to 5-point lead.
17-12 ball game in the third. On the serve, back row pass by Softly. Back set, Chris Stingle had to run for it that time. Chance for the Rough Riders is Billiter. It's going to be Peyton Trucks over a tip. Doesn't fall. Stingle roll shot over, and this one does fall.
Worked once, it can work twice.
17-13 in the third. Carissa Stingle, service line. Right there's Atlee Elms set Billiter. The back set to Kieran Elms blocked. She sent it over. Give him a chance here. Far side, Kaylee Softly roll shot over right there is Southwest. Bump set by Billiter. Kieran Elms cross courts. Good coverage by Maywood-Hayes Center again. Push over by Maywood-Hayes Center. Nelms at the net. Cross court, kills on the wing, good.
Just got inside that sideline there.
It sure did. And timeouts. Maywood-Hayes Center wants to talk about a 5-point game. We're back to the Graf Event Center here shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. Rich and Bob back here at the Graf Event Center. And it's 18-13. Coach Katie Collins elected. It's kind of getting deep in the third set. Let's go ahead and burn that time. Does she have one? Is that her second?
That's
what I thought. I thought it was her second. So it's getting late enough at 18-13. Let's talk about this a little bit.
Exactly. Again, there's no reason to save it until it's 22. At this point in time, you got to try and stop the momentum.
Minor high school football on the Hawk coming up again Thursday. Doubleheader. Got a game on Friday. Looking forward to that. Playoffs, D1, D2 on Thursday. 6-man on Friday. Good serve. Bros will set it in the middle this time. Tapped over by Farr. Billiter set it up here near side. Trucks in a swing off a block. And a point, Maywood-Hayes Center.
Yeah, Aubrey Rose, Blakely Farr both up at the net that time there. And again, big point for Maywood-Hayes Center.
18-14. Aubrey Rose of the service line. On the serve, right there is Southwest bumps up by Billiter. Annika Nelms sends it over. Chance for the Wolves right here, trailing by 4. Haley softly off a block. Billiter on the bump sets. Annika Nelms going to go back row. Bump set by Loomis. Good swing by Softly. But give Loomis that time on a great bump set on the second pass.
Absolutely. In fact, I think Allison Van Pelt might be, I think she's a little mad at herself. Maybe let that thing go, might have went out.
18-15 in the third. Rose on the serve. Right there's Nelms, and I got to bump it over. Pass it wasn't good that time for Southwest, except the middle of Richards. Out of bounds wide on the miss hit that time. It's 19-15.
Oh, big break for the Rough Riders there again. Aspen Billiter made a diving save, too, to keep that ball alive for them.
Peyton trucks it back at the service line in a 4-point game. On the serve, little float serve. Richards right there. Tapped over, and it falls in. 19-16.
Boy, it seems to be a pattern here, Rich.
Yep.
Again, Maywood's really got into the tipping game, and again, trying to pull Southwest a little closer to the net.
Blakely Farr back at the service line in a 3-point Southwest lead. Getting late in that third set, tied at a set apiece. On the serve, right there is Nelms, not a good pass. Kept alive by Atlee Nelms. And Annika Nelms in the net. 19-17. Blakely Farr at the service line in a 2-point game. Back row pass, Van Pelt. Billiter shoots it across the way to Atlee Nelms, trying to go back row. Kept alive by Maywood-Hayes Center, pushed over by Richards. Billiter going to be set this time. Gallegos in a high set. Atlee Nelms in the net. 19-18 in a 1-point game, and Coach Kim Barnett wants a timeout. Back to the Graf Event Center shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. We're back here to the Graf Event Center. It's getting interesting again, Bob. 19-18, Maywood-Hayes Center has cut this thing down to a 1-point lead.
Don't leave too soon here, anybody, because we've got ourselves a ball game here, a 1-point game. Southwest, again, pretty much been in command most of this, but again, they've hit their drought. Maywood-Hayes Center out of timeouts. Coach Kim Barnett, I believe, has 1 left.
Blakely Farr to serve for Maywood-Hayes Center. 19-18, Rough Riders in the third, tied at a set apiece. On the serve, right there is Nelms. Billiter, it's Atlee Nelms in a big swing. Boy, they have got her number. Back row, overpass, tipped. Goes back row. Southwest right here, Billiter. Annika Nelms, roll shot over and it falls. 20-18.
Yeah, a little payback there by Southwest. They finally got one of the tips to hit the center of the old donut. And again, boy, big point for them.
Asia Gallegos to the service line on a 2-point Rough Rider lead in the third. With back row, Farr's been really active in that back row for Maywood-Hayes Center this set. Chance for Southwest Billiter. Return pass to Nelms off the block. Going to be 4 hits. 20-19. Kaylee Softly back at the service line. On the serve, Van Pelt right there. Bump set by Billiter. Annika Nelms, then a roll shot over, just a change up, and it falls, 21-19.
Yeah, again, she's loading up for the big hit, but then the set wasn't quite there, so again, just had a little change up there, and again, Aubrey Bros just could not get to it.
There is the former coach, Maywood-Hayes Center right there, Coach Lawson. Hi, Coach Lawson. Over there, 21-19. Free balled over. Set by Billiter. Kieran Elms off a block. Set Rose, sets it over Gallegos right there. One-armed by Billiter, bumped over by Nelms. Chance for the Wolves right here. Bros sets it up far side. Carissa Stengel off of Gallegos out of bounds where it's back to a 1-point game.
Yeah, really good set by Aubrey Bros there. I think they were thinking that she was going to go to the middle, and she went to the far side. And great attack by the Wolves.
21-20. Reagan Stengel back to serve as Richards does her job in that front row. Good serve, deep serve, Van Pelt's right there. Set Billiter far side. Adeline Elms out of bounds wide. Usually she is automatic in that right side, Bob, and that was way out of bounds.
That was, 4 or 5 feet out of bounds there. Really cut it too hard.
21-21. Reagan Stengel on the serve. Billiter at the nets. Kieran Elms off the block, and it falls on Maywood-Hayes center side. Rough Riders by 1, 22-21.
Very fortunate there. Hit the top of the net and still rolled and dropped in there.
Adeline Elms service line at a 1-point game. On the serve. Set up. Hatfield gets a swing. Picked up by Southwest. Bump set by Billiter. Almost miscommunication back row that time. Reagan Stengel far side. Carissa Stengel over the block. Tied a tool at that time. Kept alive. Pushed over by Van Pelt. Far side Stengel again. The back row picked up by Van Pelt. Set by Billiter. Truxa. Big swing. Oh, one thing would have went out of bounds. Saved by Maywood-Hayes center. Billiter will set it. That could be Kieran Elms. Right into the lap of Blakely Farr. Bumped over by Stengel. Billiter again. Shoots across court. It's going to be Truxa. We got net violation against Southwest. 22 all in the third. Cassidy Hatfield back at the service line. Tied at 22. Big point right here. And miscommunication, Southwest 23-22. Coach Kim Barnett wants a timeout. We're back to the Graph Event Center coming up shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. Rich and Bob back here at the Graph Event Center. It's a 1-point Maywood-Hayes Center lead in the third, Bob. First time in a while the Wolves have had the lead.
Tortoise in the hair. Is that what's going on here? I mean, again, gotta give the Wolves credit. They have hung in there. They have made less mistakes in the last few points here than Southwest, and they're rewarded with a 23-22 lead.
Yep. 23-22. It's Cassidy Hatfield back at the service line. 23-22. Back row pass by Van Pelt. Going to be set by Billiter. Kieran Elms, big swing. Kills good. Somebody might have been doing some chewing in that Southwest huddle in that timeout.
Well, it worked for 1 point.
Yep, 23-23. Here's a big one right here for either team. 23-23. Billiter at the service line. Deep serve. Backpedaling is once again softly. Blakely Farr goes down the line. Picked up. Going to be set. Oh, they're going to call 2 hits on that. Well, that's what happens sometimes when you get a non-setter doing that, right, Bob?
Yeah, that's a gutsy call at 23 all, though. I mean, it wasn't that bad if it was one at all.
24-23. Set point number 1 for Maywood-Hayes Center. On the back set, Kieran Elms. Good dig. Overpass. Nelms going to back row. Big dig again. Sets. And going to be net violation, Maywood-Hayes Center. 24-24. We're playing extra points here. Kieran Elms back at the service line. Low serve. Farge right there. Overpass. Tipped. Set by Billiter. Annika Elms. And the tip dug up. Far side softly, big swing off the block, and it lands into the line. Can you believe that one?
Wow. I mean, and again, it was squarely in the middle of the line, so big block by the Riders.
25-24, now set point number 1 for Southwest to go up 2-1. Karen Elms on the serve, goes cross court, Stingle's right there. Set far side softly, roll shot dug up. Annika Elms will send it over, tips. And now Maywood will Hayes Center will have to bump it over. Billiter's right there. Annika Elms swing, and it's out of bounds. 26-24. Southwest wins the set, and they're up 2-1. We're back with set number 4 after the break on 103.9 The Hawk. Richard Bob back here at the Graf Event Center. Southwest with a win in set number 3, 26-24. What's going to happen in set number 4, Bob?
Again, I'm out of predictions. Just not going to go down that road. Let's just watch it as it unfolds.
Oh, boy. Again, in the opener night, third place game, Cambridge with a straight set win over Hitchcock County. This one's been a battle. Van Pelt to serve first for Southwest to lead off the 4th set. Set by Stingle. Nobody home, and it finally punched over, and it falls. And Southwest could not pick it up by time, Bob.
Yeah, again, miscommunication on the part of the Wolves there, but again, they were so discombobulated that it fooled Southwest as well.
Reagan Stingle on the good serve. Billiter will set it up here. Karen Elms hits and goes backwards off of Blakely Farr. It's 2-0. It's almost like Maywood-Hayes Center just saying, you know what, we're going to let you get off to a 7-1 lead because that's what we do, and we're going to come back on you. Yeah. I'm sure Coach Collins does not want that to happen.
Yes.
But it just seemed like that tonight, what's happened. And Reagan Stingle on a bad pass, and it's 3-0. It's happened every... it's 2-1. I'm sorry. I missed 2-1. I'm sorry. Forgot a point there. 2-1 ball game. Good serve. Back set Stingle. And the nets. Cassidy Hatfield, 3-1.
Yeah, again, really mistimed that jump on that one and just had nowhere to go but the net.
I'll get my score right, folks, on the YouTube channel. I messed it up. 3-1 Southwest in the 4th. Good serve. Softly. Bump set far. And now bumped over by Bros. And this one's going to go wide out of bounds. 4-1.
Well, your earlier comments were still apropos, Rich. Here we are, 4-1 Southwest with the lead early again.
4-1 ball game. Nelms on the good serve. Back row pass by Farr, and Reagan Stingle had a race for it. Bumped over by Bros. Rough Riders have it. Billiter shoots it across the way. There's Peyton Truxa and comes alive with a slam.
Yeah, that's her second kill. She's had 2 really, really strong kills, and they both been from the same spot there.
5-1 Southwest in the 4th. Nelms on the serve. Softly. Bump set. Bros. Hatfield off a tip. Billiter. Tipped over by Truxa. Set was kind of right in the middle that time. Dumped over by Maywood-Hayes Center. No offense there. Karen Elms going to back row. They can't pick it up off of Stingle. It's 6-1 Maywood-Hayes Center.
Yeah, again, those quick sets are still working for Southwest.
Coach Collins not going to wait. Could have burned that timeout. 6-1 Rough Riders. We're back to the Graf Event Center shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. Coach Katie Collins, Maywood-Hayes Center, takes her first time out. It's 6-1 Southwest in the fourth. Maywood-Hayes Center wins it, needs this set to force the fifth and final set championship match in the RPAC tournament. Maywood-Hayes Center trying to win their first RPAC volleyball title in a couple of years. Southwest trying to go back-to-back. Atlee Nelms back at the service line, 6-1 Rough Riders in the fourth. On the serve, first pass by Softly. It's Bros, back set, Hatfield through a block, kept alive. Bump set by Billiter, bump set over by Nelms. Chance for the Wolves, set far side. Stengel goes cross court. Van Pelt's right there, set by Billiter. Nelms goes up, picked up on a dig by Reagan Stengel. Carissa Stengel off a block. It's off the block, out of bounds. I think it hit the antenna.
Exactly.
6-2 ball game.
Yeah, big point for Maywood-Hayes Center there out of the timeout.
And we'll see Cassidy Hatfield back at the service line for the Wolves at Maywood-Hayes Center High School. Line drive serve. Billiter on a bump set. Karen Elms back row. That probably would have went long, but it's saved in the back line. Overpass and slammed down by Karen Elms. 7-2.
Yeah, again, Aubrey Bros just a little too far on the set there, and again, easy put down for the Rough Riders.
You think that one would have went out of bounds?
That probably would have carried out, yeah I think.
7-2.
It's just hard to fight your instincts.
Right, exactly. I get it. Yep. Billiter on the good serve. Stengel, the Stengel far side. And going to be 2 hits going to be called. Reagan's been called a couple of times on 2 hits. 8-2 ball game.
Yeah, that cross court pass for her is long for her to get enough on it.
Tipped over by Stengel, tipped by Southwest, sent over by Maywood-Hayes Center. And out of bounds off Southwest. Tough one to deal with Karen Elms. It's 8-3.
Yeah, trying to work around the stand and the antenna and everything else there.
Nobody's running to the stand tonight, though.
Nope, not so far.
Carissa Stengel on the good serve. Van Pelt's right there. Billiter back set. Karen Elms on this off the block. Boy, that thing was going to come right at Stengel if there was no block, but it deflected and fell.
Right, exactly right. In position to make the play, but again, the tip was what sent it off.
9-3 Rough Riders. They have had this type of lead every set in Maywood-Hayes Center's comeback every single time. No lead, safe in this one. Set by Bros, far side, Softly blocked, kept alive, stayed in bounds. Softly again, cross court, good dig, overpass Softly again, and wide. Boy, she winged on that one, Bob, but it went wide.
Just a little.
What did they say? It's got to be. There was no touch on that. I think I'll call it net violation. They're gonna get. I think Gallegos with the net violation. It went so fast, I didn't see.
No, I mean, I was gonna say it softly. Just couldn't wait to get that ball and knocked it out of bounds. But gosh, I don't know.
9-4 instead of 10-3. Rose back at the service line. Rough Riders up 2-1 on the good serve. Back row pass by Atlee Nelms, going to be set by Billiter. Near side, it's Annika Nelms, blocked, and it falls. Southwest side, it's 9-5.
Yeah, is that the spark that's going to get the Wolves going again? You never know.
And the Southwest is in this rotation, Bob, that struggled at times tonight. Blakely far on the serve. Back row pass trucks it. It'll be Billiter. It's going to be set up by Annika Nelms. Dumps it over, overpass, and Gallegos right there. 10-5.
Yeah, and just as critical, Rich, like you said, get out of this rotation and move the players around.
Peyton trucks it back at the service line in a 5-point Southwest lead. Nice serve and an ace serve. Boy, Richards was coming up like she's going to take it. Loomis thought she was going to take it. It's 11-5. on the ace serve. Trucks it back at the service line. Short serve again, overpass. Good dig, though, by Maywood-Hayes Center. Back set by Nelms, swat over by Nelms, Atlee Nelms, and a good block by Richards at the net.
Yeah, really anticipated that play, able to put that ball down.
11-6. Hatfield checks back in front row. Loomis sits. Blakely far at the service line. Back row pass by Nelms, going to be set by Billiner. Atlee Nelms gets a swing. Good dig by Farr. She has had 1,000 digs tonight, I swear. Billiner right back to Atlee Nelms, a left hand, and it's off of Rose, and it falls at 12-6.
Yeah, again, like you said, Blakely Farr, again, she's just patrolled that back line, and the number of digs that she's had has just got to be mounting.
Each guy goes to the service line. 12-6 Rough Riders trying to close it out here in the fourth. On the serve. Tipped over, not tipped over. Rose is there front row. Can she not jump because she's back row?
Well, she can't contact the ball above the height of the net.
Yeah, that's why I wondered why she didn't kind of lift on that. She's 13-6 now. Guy goes from the serve. Far, a little sideways. Softly on the 10-foot line. Dug up by Trucks, going to be set by Billiner. Near side, Atlee Nelms on a swing cross court. Good dig. Carissa Stengel, back set, near side. Reagan Stengel pops it over. Tapped over Southwest. Right there is Maywood-Hayes Center. Hatfield off a block, off a tip of the net. Kills good, 13-7.
Yeah, Maywood-Hayes Center got the best setup there for the attack and were able to hit it off the arms. Trying to scratch and claw to get, this is about the time they get closer, Rich.
Kaylee Softly at the service line. 13-7. On the pass by Nelms, going to be swatted over by Billiner. Good save that time by Softly. Far side, Carissa Stengel. And it can't be picked up, 13-8. Yeah, you're right. This is about the time. About this time. It's usually about a 5-point lead, 13-8 type of range, and Maywood-Hayes Center makes their move. Softly on the serve, low serve, a lot of top spin. Billiner's right there. Nelms cross-court kills on the way and good. 14-8.
Yeah, totally avoid the block there. Just go cross-court, just inside the sideline.
Subs for both these teams coming up again next week. Southwest will host their sub, and Maywood-Hayes Center I think is going to get a home match as well next week as well in C2. Set Hatfield off a low set blocked by Karen Elms. Sent over by Reagan Stengel off the block, and it falls 14-9.
Wow. Reagan Stengel hasn't had many kills tonight. That was a big one.
Now she checks back in at the service line. 5-point game again. On the serve. Right there with Van Pelt. Going to be bumped up by Billiner. Atlee Nelms gets a nice setup, but blocked, hit backwards. Bumped over by Billiner. Chased down by Maywood-Hayes Center. Work tipped over. Southwest right there, Billiner. Karen Elms dumps it over the block. Kind of two-handed set over the block, 15-9.
Yeah, really had no choice. The set wasn't there to be really hammered, so again, she just tapped it over and was able to find the open spot.
Atlee Nelms at the service line in a 15-9 ball game. As we're ready to go here, 15-9 Rough Riders in the fourth. Good serve, back row pass by Carissa Stengel, going to be set by Reagan. Carissa goes right back, pushes it out, back row. And on the second try that time, Karen Elms on two that time, swats it over off the block at 16-9.
Yeah, kind of had the windmill going and just swept it over the net.
Rose going to check back in. And Maywood-Hayes Center brought the freshman Jillian Johnson, got a little taste of in that front row. 16-9. Set far side, Reagan Stengel, Carissa Stengel, cross court, dug up by Nelms, set by Billiner. Peyton Trucks in the nets, 16-10. Back to serve is Cassidy Hatfield once again for Maywood-Hayes Center. Good serve, right there's Gallegos, bumps up by Billiner. Karen Elms, got a flat-footed shot, go back rope, dug up. Carissa Stengel a swing, it's blocked, dug up again, hit backwards by Karen Elms, 16-11.
Yeah, again, boy, when Carissa Stengel gets loaded up and gets run at that ball, she really can elevate there and, again, put some power behind it as well.
Hatfield back at the service line. And this one's going to go out of bounds. We haven't had one of those in a long time.
Yeah, well, I think usually early on, I guess the adrenaline, whatever you want to call it, and as they get a little more tired, frankly, the serves drop in a little better.
It's 17-11. Getting toward deep in that fourth set. Rough Riders by 6. Billiter on the good serve. Reagan Stengel, back set. Carissa Stengel. This one, I think that would have went long, but Billiter take a shot. Bump set by Van Pelt, now bumped over by Karen Elms. Chance for the Wolves to use it. Reagan Stengel, far side. Roll shot by Carissa Stengel. Set Billiter. Tight set that time to Karen Elms, and point Maywood-Hayes Center. I don't know how that Karen Elms does that. She's a left-hander, and she has to maneuver her body so much. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, it defies physics, if you remember what that is, Rich.
I didn't take physics in high school at all. 17.
No, me neither.
Karen Elms off the swing. Nice tip of the net by Maywood-Hayes Center. Far side, softly, big swing, blocked. Out of bounds, 17-13.
Yeah, that's the product of Kaylee Softly, but some velocity on the attack. Hits the arms and, boy, rebounds about 30 feet back.
4 points. Southwest lead is starting to dwindle a little bit. Carissa Stengel on the serve. And we have, a rotation.
No.
Was Karen Elms out of bounds again? Oh, it's just you can't have that. 17-14. Carissa Stengel on the serve. Back row by Nelms, set by Billiter. Karen Elms, big swing, cross court. Softly taps it over, and it falls. 17-15. Southwest got to get a timeout right here. And they will. 2-point game. We're back to the Graf Event Center here shortly. 103-9, the Hawk. Rich and Bob back here at the Graf Event Center. 2-point game, 17-15 Southwest. It's the lead has dwindled. Karen Elms goes back row, and the line is good. Open, boy, Maywood-Hayes Center didn't like that one. They thought it was out of bounds. Awfully darn close.
Well, the ball was, the question was whether it was wide or not. It was definitely within the playing length of the court, but both line judges called the ball in.
Looking at my replay here real fast, and it was in. Oh, yeah, it was in. A little wide pass shanked. Maywood-Hayes Center is not going to get it over. It's going to be 4 hits. And just like that off the timeout, Bob, it's back to a 4-point Rough Rider lead.
Again, boy, good timeout by Coach Barnett. Other one she took earlier was effective too.
Coach Collins going to burn one of her own. It's a 4-point Southwest lead. Back to the Graf Event Center shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. RPAC Conference Volleyball Championship. It's 19-15 Southwest in the fourth. The Rough Riders lead 2-1, Bob.
Drama galore.
Yeah, I tell you, it's not over yet. When Maywood-Hayes Center falls behind, they make rallies and making it close. Coach Collins burns her first timeout. Karen Elms on the good serve. Bump set by Bros. Far side, Kaylee Softly, tip foot line, sends it over. Billiner will set it up for Annika Nelms. Big swing, back row picked up by Stengel. Softly get a big swing off a tip. Billiter, nice save. Didn't cross the line. Southwest sends it over. Blakely far over a tip. Kept alive and it deflected. Nice job, Southwest. They got it over again on a great defensive play. Softly, big swing. Boy, the net went. That must have been the ball that hit it. Sent over by Annika Nelms. Set by Stengel, far side, going to call for 2 hits. Rough Riders first one to 20, 20 to 15. Karen Elms at the service line. And a 5-point lead in the fourth. Nelms in the service. Cross court, right there is Stengel. He'll be set by Bros. Tapped over by Farr. Maywood-Hayes Center, no offense there. Tipped over by Annika Nelms. It's going to be sent over by Reagan Stengel. Neither team getting some offense. Billiter going to be Annika Nelms wide out of bounds. 19 or 20 to 16, sorry. Point to the Wolves.
Yeah, you're kind of wondering which team was going to get the setup for the attack first.
Yeah.
Again, just kind of playing patty cake a little bit there.
Aubrey Bros back at the service line. 2016 ball game. Back row pass to Trucks is going to be set by Billiter near side. Going to be Annika Nelms off a block, and it falls on Maywood-Hayes Center side. Point Southwest 21-16.
Yeah, one of her better kills of the night for Annika Nelms there. Again, got a nice running start at that and is able to power it through the block.
Stengel back in. They got her playing front row again. Richards checks out. Peyton Trucks at the service line. First pass by Softly, bump set by Bros. Swung over by Farr. Billiter at the net. Annika Nelms reaches back for that one. That nearly fell. Softly, big swing, and down the line, kills good.
Boy, she can really get some heat on that ball when she gets set up right.
21-17. Maywood-Hayes Center cuts that Southwest lead to 4. Blakely Farr back in to serve. Back to serve. Cassidy Hatfield front row. Back row hit straight up by Annika Nelms. Atlin Nelms on the 10-foot line, sends it over. Set far side now Softly again. Dug up by Van Pelt and a nice dig. Bump set by Billiter. Annika Nelms sends it over back row. Tight set in the net and they'll send over by Maywood-Hayes Center. Bump set Annika Nelms. Atlin Nelms back row. Good dig, Carissa Stengel. Push over by Reagan Stengel trying to find a hole. Slide over by Annika Nelms. Bros, Hatfield tips it over the block, tip back over, back and forth. Bob said patty cake, right? Nelms off a swing, dug up by Carissa Stengel. Softly reaches back. Southwest, can they retrieve? They can't. 21-18.
Wow, quite the rally there again, but a lot of that back and forth at the net here, you know, and again, it's surprised that people aren't setting up things a little bit better. Both teams.
Blakely Farr back to serve, 21-18 Southwest. Maywood-Hayes Center needs this fourth set to force a fifth. Big swing by Nelms, off a block and it falls. 22-18. In the fourth, we'll see Richards check back in for Reagan Stengel. Asia Gallegos at the service line. Good serve. Right there is Farr. Set by Bros. Kaylee Softly. Out of bounds wide. No touch. 23-18. Five-point game. Are you surprised, Coach Collins? I think she had one timeout left, didn't she? Oh, she burned both of them. Okay, Mark says yes.
Yeah, took the one early again.
Okay, that's right. Good serve, Farr. That's Bros. Set it off the net. Pushed over by Stengel. Right there, Southwest, Billiter. Annika Nelms, big swing, partially topped by Hatfield. Bros, far side, Softly, big swing. Bump set by Van Pelt. Push over by Nelms on a big swing. Overpass and in the net. Point Southwest. It's championship point for the Rough Riders here at 24-18.
Yeah, once again, ever since the timeout by Coach Barnett, Rich, it's been a different team.
Asia Gallegos to the service line and championship points. First pass by Stengel. Bros, back set, Softly. Big block. Maywood-Hayes Center keeps it. Stengel. Push over by Bros. Nelms, it'll be Billiter. It'll be Atley Nelms and a big swing. Good dig Farr again. Far side, Softly in the net. 25-18. Southwest repeats as champions of the RPAC Conference volleyball tournament.
Was that a big sigh of relief that I saw coming from you, Rich?
Oh, boy. Great. But, we'll take a break. We'll talk about it much more coming up shortly on 103.9 The Hawk. Back here at the Ground Event Center, final one. Southwest wins in four, 25-18 in the fourth. Bob, hats off. It's like last night we talked about. It wasn't a thing of beauty last night, and it certainly wasn't a thing of beauty here in this one by either team. But you scrap, you fight, you do what you got to do to get that point in total to 25 and win by 2, and that's what they did.
Well, again, Rich, the old saying in golf is there's no pictures on the scorecard. And again, there's no pictures on this match other than our broadcast on YouTube, of course. But anyway, no, it was a struggle. Both teams had their moments. But again, that's just what you would expect in something like this, too. And congratulations to both teams. Congratulations to Southwest. That's it for them, right, Rich? Regular season?
Yeah.
I mean, so they're done, undefeated regular season, and now it's just, unfortunately for them, everybody has 0 losses until in sub-districts.
Right.
And so, again, you got to start all over. But, again, just a phenomenal season for them. They answered. As they say, they played what the schedule said, and they were able to beat them. So, again, kudos to them, Coach Barnett, all the folks at Southwest. And, again, really a championship effort by Maywood-Hayes Center here, too. Both teams should have some success, certainly, in the postseason. Maywood-Hayes Center, I think, like you said, is going to get that first round sub-district in their place. Might get tougher after that, but at least they probably are going to be in the friendly confines for those first couple matches.
Yep, you look at it's a veteran Southwest bunch. I mean, 5 of your 6 starters out there are all seniors. They've been there starting for a couple of years, so. And then Billiter, the freshman and everything. You look at Maywood-Hayes Center, they do have some seniors with Hatfield, Reagan Stengel, and Aubrey Brose, but after that, it's a lot of underclassmen. They had a good year. This year, they're still going, but look out next couple of years.
Absolutely. No, their cupboards are not bare in Maywood-Hayes Center there. They've got some youngsters coming up, too, and they've had plenty of girls. Just the enthusiasm for volleyball up there is just really at a high level. And, again, they'll just kind of reload, as they say. Tough to replace some of those seniors. But, again, they'll be competitive here going forward for the next few years, I'm sure.
Well, nice job, big guy. We're going to close things out and go on our way home and pick things up. Nice job as always.
Always fun to do this. Again, great competition. Always good it's kind of nice to be on this side, not down on the floor. Just to watch things from up here and kind of see some things, get a little different perspective. But I've enjoyed it. Both these teams, again, kudos and congratulations to both of them. And the fact of the matter is, Rich, once again, I think the RPAC certainly justifies, they're highly thought of as a conference, and they should be.
Hopefully, we'll see some of these teams, Southwest, Maywood-Hayes Center, Cambridge, teams like that playing in Lincoln.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I mean, again, it only boils down to most of these teams are only going to have to get 2 games in their sub-district and then have that district final. So, again, it'll always depend on matchups.
For Bob Golke, Mark Searcy, great job at the Thursday and last night. I'm Rich Barnett. Thanks for listening to RPAC Conference Volleyball on 103.9 The Hawk and the Kicks 96.1 YouTube channel.